What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a gun that I haven't shown on the channel before. I'm not sure why I haven't, but this is the first AR-10 that I built personally, and I wanted to kind of go over this thing, break it down with you guys, show you guys all the ins and outs of everything that I chose and all the parts and pieces. So let's jump into it. This is the first AR-10 that I built a number of years ago. Regrettably, I don't get this thing out as much as I'd like to, but I kind of wanted to go over it, break it down, show you guys exactly what went into building this thing, show you guys all the parts that I used, and do a couple upgrades to this thing because there's a couple things that for me personally, I like a certain way. If you guys haven't ever put an AR together, whether it's an AR-15 or an AR-10, they are not hard to put together. In my opinion, they're a pretty simple platform to build out. If you're wanting to pick all the parts and pieces yourself and put one together, it's not a hard project to do, and it's actually quite enjoyable. There's a few times my wife and I have built guns together side by side and gone through the whole process, and in the end you end up with something you want that's 100% legal and you put it together yourself. So this one I built in 308. It's been reliable. I haven't had any real issues with it. A lot of the parts were new. Some of the parts I just reused. If you've ever done an AR project or upgraded an AR that you bought, if you're like me, you hang on to all those pieces that you pull off and store them away for a rainy day. But with this gun, I did use a few of the parts that I already had off of other builds. Some of the lower parts, this grip, just some random odds and end things that I'd like to change out for nicer stuff. So let's jump over to the bench. I'll break this thing down, show you guys what I used, and I'll also throw a few parts on this thing that I think need to be upgraded. Personally, I like to keep my ARs pretty similar as far as grips, controls, things like that, so it's not foreign when I jump on a different gun. You know, with a bunch of different guns, I kind of like to keep things pretty similar. That way you don't have to get used to a new gun every single time you take a different one out. And like with all my videos, I will have a link in the description that takes you over to my website where I'll have a complete build list, breaks down all the parts and pieces if you guys need more information on those. There'll also be a link to the channel merchandise if you guys want to support the channel. Go pick yourself up a hat or a t-shirt, hoodie, whatever it is. There'll be a link for that down there as well. But let's jump over the bench and go through this thing. Okay, so here's what we're working with. I just did a standard kind of enhanced lower that has the trigger guard built into it. This is one of the parts that I just reused with just standard A2 type grip. Threw that on there. And then I also just did it like kind of a standard lower parts kit as far as the mag release, the takedown pins, the castle nut, and then your safety selector and that bolt catch are all just kind of standard mil-spec type parts. And I think I bought those in a kit that was from Aero Precision. That's just a standard lower parts kit minus the fire control group. And the reason for that is I went with a Timney trigger in this. I wanted the trigger to be nice. That's kind of one thing that I always upgrade on my guns is the trigger. But it's a very nice trigger. I really like these Timney triggers. As far as the butt stock, I did a Luth AR stock on this. It is very adjustable. You loosen these up and adjust your length of pull or your cheek riser. You can loosen these up and adjust that up and down as well. So it's very adjustable, very user friendly. It is kind of a plasticky stock like a lot of them are, but it is pretty solid. I do need to look into it a little bit and see if I can find like a QD mount to put on this thing, because that would be handy for a sling while I'm packing this thing around. So on this lower, a couple of things that I am gonna upgrade today is the grip. I got a Magpul MOE grip. These are one of my go-tos. I really like them, like the angle, like the grip texture on it. So I'm gonna upgrade that. And then I've also got a Radian extended bolt catch for this thing to replace this mil-spec one. I really don't like the small pad on these. For my fat fingers, it's easier to find a big old pad that I can release that bolt, so I'm going to be throwing that one in. As far as this upper, I bought this as a complete upper from Aero Precision. It has their enhanced handguard on it, which is a lot thicker than some of their other handguards, but I do like it. It fills out your hand a little bit more. This is an 18-inch barrel. It has a rifle length gas system. All of that was installed, the gas block, the gas tube, all of that was assembled. I did throw this Ultradyne Apollo Max muzzle brake on it, which has been awesome. I really like the way that that performs. Helps control a little bit of that recoil. And I have a few of these, not this model, but a couple of these Ultradyne muzzle brakes on different guns, and I really like them. This bipod, it's just a cheapy bipod that I had laying around. I don't remember even where I got it, but I just threw that on there because I had that sitting around. For the bolt carrier, this is also from Aero Precision. It's a nickel boron. Everything is staked, magnetic particle tested. These things are indestructible pretty much. I think they're full auto rated, but I really like going with the Aero Precision stuff. It's built here in the US and it is nice quality stuff. Charging handle, I went with a Radian Raptor. These are a great charging handle. I did a kind of a tungsten color on the handles. This is ambidextrous, so you can grab it from either side. I do have another charging handle I may try on this here in the future. I just got it. It's one of these side charging handles from Devil Dog Concepts. Let me know if you guys want me to throw this on this gun and get some shooting footage trying this thing out. I've been kind of going back and forth on which gun I want to put it on, but this one might be it. So let me know down in the comments. Now, as far as a scope, I threw this Sig Sauer Tango 4-16 scope on here. It's been pretty good so far. It came with the cantilever mount. It's illuminated. I also put a Vortex bubble level on it. That helps you, one, if you take the scope off, to re-level it, and two, you know, when you're out in the field shooting, you can take a quick peek at that and make sure your gun is level. I'm not going to go through all the specs on that scope, but it's been pretty good for me so far. This one's an MOA, and it's got nice knurling on the adjustment knobs, a nice big throw lever on the back to adjust it, and it's not very hard to turn that thing and get the magnification where you want it. But that is the upper receiver. So I'm going to set this upper side. I'll get these few parts swapped out on this lower receiver, throw this thing back together, then we'll jump up off the bench, go over a few other details and a couple other upgrades that I may do to this thing in the future. So that's the breakdown on my AR-10 chambered in 308. Got this thing put back together, and I lied to you guys. That Radian bolt catch doesn't work. It's only for AR-15s. I didn't realize that when I was putting it on. And I did some looking. Radian doesn't even make one for an AR-10. I don't know what I was thinking. I just had it laying in the drawer, so I figured I'd throw it on. But I will look for another one for the AR-10 model that has that larger pad and update you guys on that. But I do want to find another one that has a larger pad similar to that one that I can throw on this gun. I also want to yank this bipod off and get an Arca rail for this so I can use my Arca style bipods. Those things are awesome, easily adjustable. They're quiet if you're out hunting or something like that. I like them better than these cheapy spring style ones. So I'm gonna try and do that. So maybe in the next video I do on this gun, I'll throw those few things on and we'll hit the range with this thing and show you guys how this thing shoots. I may try and throw that side charger on here to try that thing out. I've never tried one of those. So maybe I'll throw that on. And then if there's anything else you guys can think of that I should try on this gun, let me know in the comments. I'm more than willing to try new things and get other people's perspectives, because a lot of times, you know, I go with what I like and kind of stick with that, and then I end up not trying out new stuff that might be better. So let me know in the comments. I'll make sure and have that build list link in the description, as well as a link to merchandise if you guys want to check that stuff out. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.